Okay, how we doing out there? First things first, my name is Kenneth Bird. I'm the creator of Illumina's 4K screen paint using ambient light rejection. Technology gain times 4 and 5. I told you I was going to come back maybe a day or 2 days and show you in the demonstration what that screen paint was actually what was painted on that light side of the screen. For those of you who didn't see that demonstration, I'll post it at the bottom. So in this demonstration, I'm pointing out and showing you that a lot of the screen paint out there, pretty much if you're going to go cheap, and you're going to go on the cheap, you're going to spend good money for a projector and for a nice setup, and you're going to go cheap on the screen, I'm going to show you exactly what you're going to get. I'm also going to show you in this demonstration, there's no real difference than any of the screen paint out there than everyday regular house paint. Keep in mind, if you're going to be spending 80 to 100 bucks, you can go out and just spend $23 for some great primer and just do the exact same thing, because there's nothing different about these demonstrations. Keep in mind, as I said, my favorite demonstration to do is the star field. Now with the star field, not only do you have to be to produce a black image, but I've done demonstrations on doing snowstorms, very white bright images right next to high light screen paints, just to show you how bright the white levels are on the Luminous Superior, showing it's not your everyday black screen. But what we're going to do is we're sitting here at my Epson projector. It is 4200 lumens. We're 9 feet back from the screen. We got it zoned in on this nice little square right here, little square screen. That's painted with some paint. Now, keep in mind, like I said, a lot of the demonstrations are done on lighter screen paints. Those demonstrations will be done in a fully lit environment. They try to do it in a fully lit environment. They don't. Usually it's in the dark. But they try to do this in a fully lit environment. They will never use any form of black contrast, because that will fade automatically on the screen. They will stay with nice bright colors, because that's something that's going to fade less. Now, in order to boost their projector or screens, actually boost the screen performance, they will do this demonstration lights out, usually with a high-end projector, to show you that how amazing the screen paint is when it actually isn't. Because if you get this home, or if I get it here and I stick it in this environment, that screen is guaranteed to fade. Now, I'm going to show you a few demonstrations. We're going to do this in the dark, because a lot of people think when they get these light gray screens or dark screens, and keep in mind we don't develop them anymore due to the fact that what we figured out, black screens is the only way to go. But only must you have a black screen, your black screen has to produce amazing high white levels, because without those white levels, that screen becomes dirty and muddy. That's what separates our black screens from anybody else. We produce higher white levels. Now, you're looking at this and you think you're seeing black. I don't care if you have 12,000 to 1, 20,000 to 1, 50,000 to 1 contrast. The bottom line is, if your screen is not true black, you will never pick up true contrast. So a lot of people look at this and think this is black. To me, I'm used to seeing a different form of screen, so it doesn't look black to me, it looks gray. And this is the reason why when you see demonstrations on lighter screen paints, if you notice, I don't care if they say calibrating the projector, I don't care if they're using 4K, I don't care if they're using 1080p, it doesn't make a difference. I don't care how high the contrast is going to be on that projector, you're still going to end up with an ashy color black. So I want you to stare at that. Alright, now, I'm going to come over here and I'm going to grab my Superior black sample. I'm going to slide that right over here in the front. I'm not going to show you yet. I'm going to keep my camera pointed in another direction. Alright. I'm going to come back over here. I'm going to show you what you're supposed to be getting. So I'm get the camera to adjust. Now, you see the screen? That's black here. That's what you're supposed to be getting. You see how bright the white levels are, how bright the stars are? That's what you're supposed to be getting. This is what you should be seeing here, not that. Now I consider this to be a star field challenge to any light screen paint out there or gray screen paint out there, whatever it may be out there. All you have to do is do two things. Bottom line, turn out your lights. And you can use, keep in mind, you don't even have to have a screen paint. You can use everyday flat black paint and it will still basically show the difference between contrast on a black. Only problem with the flat black paint, like I said, you're not going to be able to pull white levels. White level is going to be extremely low. Like I said, any black screen can pull up contrast. Any black screen. It can be black paper, whatever it may be. It's going to pull up black contrast. The problem you're going to have there is it can pull up white levels, and a lot of people don't think white levels are important when it comes to a black screen. It is, because like I said, it makes a difference between a picture becoming clean, or basically with our technology it's going to come out clean, or make the picture come out muddy and dirty. Now, if I were to come in here and hit any form of light, I've done this demonstration before, any form of light in my environment, you'll see the difference in that gray screen. This is why they can't do a demonstration with the lights on using contrast. All the colors, everything they'll use, sorry, not the colors, but all the, and their demonstrations, I guarantee you, if they're doing any form of demonstration with lights on, and this is partial light in the environment, I don't even have these on. With any form of light in the environment, it'll never be done on a dark contrast demonstration, because that screen will fade, it'll wash out. It has to be done in the dark. That's the only way they can get a decent image. And here it is, I'm using my Epson. This is an Epson 5200 or G5200W projector. This projector is 4200 lumens. At 4200 lumens, even at 9 feet back and compressed into that little small square, you can see exactly what you're getting. This is why you will always be in the dark when it comes to a screen paint of that color. Always be in the dark. That's the only way you're going to be able to pull up a decent image. You turn on any lights on, that screen is gone. Just like that. Alright, so let's take our lights out here again. Take them out here again. Over here. And let's go to the back. Like I said, if there was any difference in the screen paint, any difference whatsoever, they would be able to do a star fill demonstration in a fully lit environment, and that screen wouldn't wash out. If that screen doesn't wash out in a fully lit environment, and I mean not corners and edges all faded out, I'm talking about seeing the screen from one corner to the next all the way around. Now, we're going to come over here and we're going to grab another demonstration. Some people look at that, without our technology next to your screen, you'd probably think you're really getting a you're getting an amazing picture. You're getting an amazing picture, you're getting real contrast. No, look how much light is pushing off the screen. Now this is the reason why we don't develop any more forms of light screen paint. We don't develop it anymore. You're going to go out and spend a lot of money for your projector. Even if you don't spend a lot of money, if you're going to take the time to invest to get yourself a good projector, a nice setup, and some people just go all out speakers, the whole 9 yards, why in the world would you basically dumb it down on a screen that pretty much is going to make or break your setup? Alright, now come back here. I'm going to pause it there. We're going to take the superior. Always move the camera to the side because I don't want you to see it yet. Alright, I'm going to go back over here. And we're going to bring it back and we're going to start. See the difference in the black levels. This is with the lights off. You're still failing your projector even with the lights off. Now again, if I go back and I pause this and I put any form of light in the environment, that's a small amount of light in the environment. This is why they keep lights as far away from the screen as possible. That's me tripping over my measuring tape. Alright, so we're just going to have this one on and we're going to have this one on. Alright, so we got light equally on my screen, and yeah, it doesn't make a difference. The screen's going to pull up. Now mind you, superiors pull up outside, so that should tell you something right there. If I were to stick this screen outside, it would wash out. Sorry about that. There's somebody sent me a text early in the morning. Hold on for a minute. Let me go back here for a minute. There we go. That's somebody sent me a text early in the morning. That's why I got to learn to mute my notifications, because I get a lot of texts early in the morning, usually from other countries. Alright, now I'm going to come back here. We're going to do another demonstration. Alright, we are going to knock out lights again. Like I said, any kind of light hits that environment, boom, that screen's automatically going to fade. So that's why you'll see a lot of demonstrations in the dark. That's why majority of the demonstrations have to be in the dark. Can't have any kind of real light hitting that screen because it's going to wash. Oh, let me get mine off the screen because I have to remove my sample sheet off the screen. This is painted on drywall. For those of you who want to know, mine's actually painted on drywall. The other one is painted on plexiglass. So this is, the cheap paint is painted on plexiglass. Alright, so let's come over here and let's start again. And keep in mind, if you're using a projector 4200 lumens, you are going to get a lot of whitewashing, which means what's going to happen is the projector is going to produce so much light, so much white it's going to reflect off that screen that colors are going to become washed out. You can have too much white levels. And the screen will start to hot spot with that much light hitting the screen. Watch the fish coming on the screen. See how bright the screen is right here? That shows you, that's a huge sign right there. That's too much. The screen is just too much light in the screen. Now, we'll go back again. I'm gonna grab our superior. Surprised I haven't tripped over anything yet in here. Oh yeah, I did. I tripped over the freaking measuring tape. I'm always tripping over something in this environment. And we're going to put our technology right next to it. This is a superior. I'm pretty sure y'all have seen this demonstration. This is an OLED demonstration. OLED demonstrations are, the majority of the screens are black. Now, just in case if my time runs out here, my name is Kenneth Bird. I'm the creator of Illuminous 4K Screen Paint using ambient light rejection technology gain times 4 and 5. Now see how dark and beautiful the fish becomes? See how faded it looks on this side? Look how high the white levels are on the superior. Now, let's go back and let's do the test of time. We're going to turn our lights on. This is why I tell you, when you deal with these screen paints, this is why you're going to be sitting in the dark. I don't care if your projector is 4200 lumens, it's just not going to cut it. You're not going to get it, buddy boy. Oh yes, the measuring tape. I told you I got to have it tripping over stuff in here. Hit the measuring tape again. I thought I tripped over a cable, which I got to be careful because if I hit something, I'll knock something over. I do not want to knock over my projector. All right, so we got it fully lit in here. All right, fully lit, tons of light in here. Let's see what we get. A demonstration such like this will never be done in a fully lit environment. It will always be done in the dark. And it doesn't make a difference. Some people want to zone in on detail, 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 detail. There is no way in the world you're going to be sitting that close to a 150 inch, even a 100 inch screen. You are not going to be sitting this close to your screen. You're not going to be sitting that close. You're going to be sitting at a distance. So it doesn't make a difference how high the detail is. You're never going to sit that close to even see it to begin with. It's just not going to happen. You have to be able to see the difference in technology at a distance, because that's where you're going to be sitting when you watch your screen. You're not going to be sitting 1 foot away from your projection screen. You're going to be sitting maybe sometimes between 6 and 7 feet away from the screen. So unless you got hyperactive 20/20, beyond 20/20 vision, that is the only way you're going to be able to see that kind of detail. That's just basic common sense. But I can sit all the way back here, and I don't have to have a camera next to the screen, and you can see the difference in our technology and cheap paint. Look at this. This is the angle game. This is a very simple demonstration for any screen to do. You will never pick it up. It has to be in the dark for this screen to even have a chance. It has to be in the dark. Now, I'm going to show you what I use for my cheap paint. Those of you who want to go down this road and this is what you want, alright, I'm going to show you how to do it. Alright, so we're not afraid to take screen paint or challenge any screen paint and put it side by side. We already know what the outcome will be. I can take this outside and that's the end of it. That's pretty much it. The screen will pretty much disappear. But I'm going to show you right here. This is what I'm using. Just everyday gray primer. That's all that it is. It's just gray primer. That's it. If you're going to go on the cheap and you're going to give yourself a crappy screen, don't even buy a Mac. Don't even bother spending money for a good projector. Just go out and get yourself a cheap projector, because there's no point, because you're cheating your projector. That's all to it. You're just cheating your projector. Same color. That's all it is. It's the same thing. Cheap paint. That's all it is. You're not getting anything different out of it. That's all to it. That's all you're getting is just cheap paint. So pretty much, like I said, why go out and spend the money for a good projector? I got a real nice one upstairs, and that was a nice one also. You can just go out and find one around here. There we go. Instead of going out and spending the money and getting yourself a good projector and doing all your research, just buy one of these cheap projectors right here. Because pretty much there's no point in getting yourself any kind of projector. Don't even bother getting 720p. Don't bother getting 4K. Don't bother getting 1080p. Don't get that 12,000 to 1 contrast ratio. Don't even bother. Don't even bother getting it. Just go out and get yourself a crappy projector, because pretty much there's no point in you going out and getting a nice projector if you're just going to utilize it on a crappy screen. That's all to it. It is what it is. You know, I'm just showing you in the demonstration. It's like going out and buying a Lamborghini and saying, you know what? Or maybe, not a Lamborghini, let's go to Bugatti. Buy a Bugatti and say, you know what? Let's take out that high performance engine and just give me a hamster with a wheel. And that's pretty much what you're doing. That's pretty much what you're doing. So if you're going to go down that road and spend 80 to 100 bucks for a screen, for a cheap screen paint, then you might as well just make it yourself. Because that's pretty much what you're going to get when you turn those lights on. And that's the reason why every time you go to watch a movie, you go to watch a TV show or any sports, have any friends come over, your environment has to be pitch black, because that's the only way you're going to be to get a decent image. Alright, that being said, hope you enjoyed the video demonstration. I'd like to thank you all for your time. It's a bit of an eye-opener, you know what I mean? It's not to put anybody down, but it's to show you exactly what you're getting. You know, I'm not going to cloak my demonstrations in a lot of dark and high-end projectors. I'm going to show you exactly what's going to happen if you go down that road and what you're going to get. And if you don't believe me, all you got to do is just basically do a basic star field. It's a screensaver star field. That's what it's called. You got a screen this caliber, that color, turn your lights on, put that star field on, and see what happens to your screen. Turn the lights out and see what you get. Now, the only way you can see that screen is in the dark. Well, that's where you're going to be at in order to pick up true contrast. The only way screens like this can pick up an image is they have to use, with the lights on, they have to use bright colors. They can't do this using, what's the word for it? Let me just grab me any video over here. Got a few of them over here. Got to come out of the dark contrast videos. In a demonstration like this, the image is going to come up. You can have all the lights on. This image is going to pop up to a certain degree, but it's going to pop up. But you're still going to get that kind of washed out image. I'm just down here on my phone. Alright, I gotta go. Thank you for your time. And God bless. And that's our Black Superior right there.